I was the nanny for a secret billionaire family who lived in an average suburban home. What they taught their children about money changed how I view wealth forever. When I answered the ad for a live and nanny position, I expected the typical wealthy family setup: Purton mansion, luxury cars, designer everything. Instead, I pulled up to a modest 4-bedroom house in a middle-class neighborhood. I double-checked the address, convinced I'd made a mistake. The woman who greeted me, Lisa, wore jeans and a simple t-shirt. Her husband, Mike, worked from a converted garage office. Nothing about them screamed wealth until I accidentally opened Mike's laptop one day to find him casually transferring millions between accounts. "Are you rich?" I blurted out when he returned. Mike smiled. "We have money, yes, but we're trying not to raise rich kids." Over the next 2 years, I witnessed their extraordinary approach to parenting their 3 children, parenting ages 8, 10, and 12. The children received no allowance. Instead, the family had 3 jars, labeled business, charity, and savings. Each month, the parents would present real-world opportunities for the kids to earn money through actual work. Per turn, not chores, which were expected as family contributions. Business meant the children created value for others. They started a neighborhood dog walking service, sold homemade jam at farmers markets, and built websites for local small businesses. Every dollar they earned was matched by their parents' parent 50% into savings, 30% they could spend, and 20% to charity. Like when their 10-year-old daughter Emma casually mentioned during a playdate that her daddy owned the building where her friend's mom worked, or when their 12-year-old son returned from a friend's house, questioning why they didn't have a home theater like everyone else. These moments triggered what Lisa called perspective resets. After the theater comment, the family spent the weekend volunteering at a homeless shelter. No lectures, just experience. The most powerful lesson came during Christmas. Each child received a $10,000 certificate, Turt money set aside in their name. They could spend $1,000 on themselves, but the remaining $9,000 had to be allocated to helping others. The children spent months researching causes, meeting with nonprofit leaders, and defending their choices to the family. Emma funded clean water wells in 3 villages. Her younger brother split his money between animal conservation and veteran services. Their older brother created a scholarship for kids who couldn't afford coding camp, something he loved. One night after the children were asleep, Lisa confessed their motivation to me. "Mike and I both came from nothing. When his company went public, we suddenly had more money than we could spend in 10 lifetimes. It terrified us because we've seen what happens to kids who grow up with endless resources and no understanding of value. They become adults who can't find purpose. Money should be a tool for impact, not identity." On my last day before leaving for graduate school, Mike handed me an envelope. In play was a check that covered my entire student debt, per over $80,000. "The kids voted to use part of their charity fund for this," he explained. "They said education shouldn't be a luxury." I cried, of course. But what struck me wasn't just the amount, Pern. It was realizing these children, raised with access to millions, understood something profound. Wealth isn't what you have, it's what you do with what you have. I still live modestly today, but I've adopted their jar system, and whenever I meet people flaunting their wealth, I think of the billionaire family in their average home, raising extraordinary humans who will inherit money but understand its true value.